All right, well, good afternoon again, and welcome back to the National Cricket Stadium in the beautiful Spice Isle, Grenada. The Dream 11 T10 tournament is full in flight. This is day number 2, match number 2, and in this second encounter during the course of the afternoon, we'll have the Ginger Generals coming up against the Nutmeg Warriors. So the Ginger Generals and the Nutmeg Warriors are going to be facing off with each other in game number 2. For those of you who missed it earlier on, match this morning, a very interesting match this morning between the Clove Challengers and the Bayleaf Blasters. The Bayleaf Blasters, of course, the defending champions. They went down to the Clove Challengers this morning. So Clove Challengers already with 2 wins in the tournament, winning yesterday. They thrashed the Cinnamon Pacers, I think it was yesterday. And now the defending champions, the Bayleaf Blasters, they went down to the Clove Challengers today. So the Clove Challengers winning 2 matches already. So let's get you down now to the middle for the toss, because we're getting ready to go directly to get the details on the toss. You guys can take it away.
Welcome to the toss for match number 4 in the Dream 11 Spice T10 Tournament Season 3. It is the entry of 2 big guns, the Season 1 champions, Nutmeg Warriors, versus regular and perennial contenders, the Ginger Generals. Generals are under new captaincy. Nutmeg Warriors are back with the tried and tested Andre Fletcher. We have the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, who will officiate the toss.
Welcome to the toss. This is the coin we're going to use. This is tail, this is head. Home captain, you will spin. You call.
Andre Fletcher has the coin. The call is ahead. And for the 4th time in as many days, it's a tail. Andre Fletcher and the Nutmeg Warriors have won the toss. Spiceman, we're back for season 3. Quite excited for this one.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back once again. As you mentioned earlier, we are a champion. We know how to win these titles, so hopefully we can start off on a good note. We'll be bowling first, and hopefully we can restrict the Ginger Generals as low as possible.
It's you'd have seen a couple of matches here. What do you think of the conditions, and you think that would have played a factor in you deciding to bowl first?
Not really. The wicket seems to be a very good wicket. I don't think anything will change. And as I said, it's just for us to go out there and execute our plans as much as possible, as well as possible, and see if we can restrict them. They have a very good batting team. We don't want to take them for granted. As I told my players, cricket play on the day and not on paper. So we wouldn't be overconfident as much as we have some good players in our team, but we just want to go out there and play good competitive cricket.
The Spiceman, one of the most explosive batsmen in regional cricket, is joined by a certain gentleman who has the fastest T20 century for the West Indies. It must be a pleasure to have the likes of Johnson Charles in your lineup.
Of course, he's my best friend. When I contacted him, of playing in this tournament, he was, very happy to be a part. So yes, I'm happy to have him in my team. But we don't want to, be too lackadaisical or too complacent, knowing that he's there, including myself. But everyone has a part to play, and everyone's contribution is as important as his. So as I mentioned earlier, cricket played on the day, so hopefully we can play the best game.
All right, well, Spiceman, all the best for this match and the rest of the tournament.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, you and Jeremiah, first of all, congratulations being appointed captain of the Ginger Journal for the first season. What is like leading your guys out in this tournament?
Thank you. Firstly, I think it's a great bunch of guys, so it's just for us to go there and apply ourselves and play good cricket.
You've been asked to bat first on this track. Would that have been in your thought process had you won the toss?
No, actually we wanted to bowl first, but nevertheless, it's just for the batsmen to go there and apply themselves, set a big enough total so that the bowlers can defend it.
You have quite a few changes in your squad from last season. Can you tell us of some of those new additions, especially those guys that are coming from overseas?
Yeah, we have a few experienced players. We have players like Lyndon Lawrence, Akim Dua from Jamaica, Jonel Eugene from St. Lucia, and we have Nicholas Redhead. So I think that we have a good team, a well-balanced team. So it's just for us to go there and to execute our plans and to play good cricket.
Speaking about the team and the quality within it, what do you think might be a good total you guys will want to defend later on, or you think you can successfully defend later on?
We want to set a total over 120, and I think that with the bowling attack we have, we can defend that.
All right, well, Johan, all the best for this match, and we will wish you guys all the best for the tournament.
All right, thank you.
So that was a toss. Just to recap, the Spiceman and Andre Fletcher and the Nutmeg Warriors, they won a toss and they said, hey, Ginger Generals, you have first strike.
All right, well, as you heard of the news from the middle is that the Nutmeg Warriors won the toss and they'll be having a bowl. So the Ginger Generals, they've been asked to pad up. In the meantime, Urban Mason and Sean Manwarin, the umpires, are out in the middle and getting ready for the Nutmeg Warriors, who will take to the field, and then the opening batters for the Ginger Generals. Both teams, of course, looking to stamp some authority. The Nutmeg Warriors, of course, the beaten finalists in last year's edition of the tournament, so they've got a score to settle, so to speak, and seeing that the champions went down today, they would want to jump and take full advantage of this game here. But by no means, of course, the Generals are a walkover, in as much as the Nutmeg Warriors would have been are being led by Andre Fletcher. You still got Johan Jeremiah leading the Ginger Generals. So and they've got a couple of Charles, 1, 2, 3 of the Charles brothers, but Samuel Charles is there as well, and Lyndon Lawrence, Laurie Williams is also there for the Ginger Generals. So another exciting encounter it is shaping up to be. It can be this afternoon, and the man with three first names, has joined me in the commentary booth again, Clyde Rondell John.
Good afternoon, Jason. And yeah, definitely we're in for some excitement. Some really exciting players. Looking at the likes of the Ginger Generals, you see going out there, Johan Jeremiah, and also the man who can really strike that ball and strike it really hard, Lyndon Lawrence. Right? You have Samuel Charles, you have Denron Charles, some really good hitters of the ball. Talking about the likes of Andre Fletcher, Johnson Charles. These guys can really, put willow to leather. And so it does make for exciting encounter.
All right, well, with 10 overs, it means that a whole lot of slugging, batting, and sometimes indecisive stroke playing will come into play. But runs on the board, no matter how they come, will be the objective, the main objective of the day. So the Nutmeg Warriors, of course, not playing with Kieran Kotai and Josh Thomas. They are not in the action today for the Nutmeg Warriors, but the Ginger Generals opening the batting for them this afternoon is I'm making out the number 13. That looks like Lyndon Lawrence and Johan Jeremiah. So the captain leading from the front, and he is shaping up to have first strike of the ball. All right, and opening the bowling, Alex Moses will open from the Darbo end. Let's get to the action down on the middle. Immediately, right away, Moses is on target. Straight on target, giving nothing away. This is going to be a very chattable match, so to speak. A lot of conversation will be had outside there in the middle.
Definitely, the Nutmeg Warriors looking to get into the ascendancy.
He's up and looking to drive to have a good go at it on the offside, but just crashing it into the pads, now playing the more approved stroke. Always the case with the batsman when the wayward stroke is played in the heat of the moment. The more approved stroke is always rehearsed, and too little, too late.
Right away, you have to always be correcting, whatever is going wrong. So right away, with the correct shot being played, you see the man move out onto the boundary. So Fletcher wasted no time looking at, and I think he knows the capability of Jeremiah in terms of hitting over the offside. And so he has sent that man back onto the mid-wicket fence. The cover fence, sorry.
He's gotten him away quickly, lifting over the head of point and opening the face of the bat and just guiding it delicately with some precision and a little bit of a power as well, all the way down to the point boundary for another power 8 smashing 4.
Yeah, good shot there by Jeremiah, just using the pace of the bowler. That one had a little bit of bounce on it. He just got it up over the fielder and an easy boundary. We're into the power play, so the fielders are in. and so he's able to capitalize.
All right, well. Another shot again. Sometime, similar delivery, similar stroke, but this time playing it on the carpet and couldn't beat the man at point this time. Some brilliant fielding work there by the the Nutmeg Warriors, sorry, by the man at point. So some adjustments in the field now. It looks like Sheldon Joseph was the man at point who showed some athleticism there and saving a sure 4 runs and just the one coming off of it. 5 without loss. Oh, he's rushed onto him in a flash. Now he's living dangerously. Didn't realize that he was called for the single, and Lawrence was down on him in quick time, and Jeremiah had some work to do to try and get up to the non-strikers end quickly, but made it. The throw coming in wasn't too direct and forceful, so he lives on, but clearly some excitement shaping up in this game in the first over. 6 runs already coming off the first few deliveries. This time he gets him, hooks him, but coming off high on the bat, just the one. Just the one, getting some movement, getting some support from this wicket. So that brings up the end of the first over. 7 runs coming off the first over, just the one boundary, 1 leg by and 2 coming off the bat. So a good start for the Ginger Generals.
Yeah, good start for the Ginger Generals, but I think in the context of the T10, you would say good over by the Nutmeg Warriors. 1 boundary and the others, singles. So it means that they have started well. They're looking to put the ball in good areas, try to restrict the total. We would predict that by now the projection score, as you see, run rate of 7 is 70. I think they would want to get the Ginger Generals much more than that 70 that is projected. So they would want to capitalize on the power play.
Well, a left-handed batsman is in, and the field placing would show you that's a very heavy packed offside field in this, the power play. Just 1, 2, 3 on the onside, a man at backward square, a short mid-off, and a man down at the mid-wicket boundary. So that's the story there. This time he's piercing through the offside. Fantastic shot. Pierced it through the offside, and a marvelous stroke there coming off the bat. And Jeremiah was onto it in a flash. No chance for the fielder. Power 8 smashing 4. 11 without loss.
Yeah, great shot there by Jeremiah. I think Joseph shot and wide outside there, and Jeremiah just got across and smacked it down to that point region for 4. A really good shot, and so right away he's looking to put the pressure onto the bowler.
Similar delivery this time, just coming in a little bit to Jeremiah and cramped him, but not good enough to prevent him from getting a single. So 12 without loss.
Yeah, Joseph will want to ensure that he doesn't give the batsman the chance to free the arms. With the field in, it would be an easy shot over that boundary. He has good pace with him, and so that pace, once the batsman is able to use it, he can get that ball over the infield, and it would be another power 4. So he does not want that to happen. Needs to cramp him.
No ball, and was onto it in a flash, just the one coming off of it. So Imran Joseph, some good bowling figures over the seasons, the last 2 seasons, the first 2 seasons of the tournament, I should say. Had some good bowling figures of 3 for 23. That was his best bowling figure. So he is very capable with the ball. In the meantime, he's very well supported by Andre Fletcher, as you can see in the distance there, marshalling the troops, giving some directions. The left-hand, right-handed batting combination, always a tricky one in terms of the game. And Andre Fletcher marshalling the troops around the field. Nice outfield. Very fast outfield it is here at the National Cricket Stadium in Grenada. Jeremiah, the left-handed Jeremiah, is on strike, waiting for Imran Joseph. It's dangerous living ill-advised. Quite sure he would be getting the shake of the disapproval from the captain up in the stands. Imran Joseph wouldn't mind that at all. He's saying, okay, if that's what you want to do, then I'm going to be coming wicket to wicket. I'm quite sure the smile would have suggested that. I'm going to go wicket to wicket. You miss, I hit. This time he's lifting and asking questions of the batsman. Jeremiah, sorry. Making no connection with it. Another no ball. Was it? Didn't signal a no ball. The umpires needs to be just a little bit more tempered. A little bit too much movement. Making life slightly difficult for us here at the commentary booth. They too are enjoying the action. In the meantime, Jeremiah is there. Joseph is heading towards him. This time he connects him well, and it goes all the way straight over the boundary. Another power hit, maximum 6 runs. Was on to it in a flash. Good shot off the meat of the bat. 6 smacking runs.
Yeah, you don't bowl that to Johan Jeremiah. That shot says, go fetch it, man. Definitely too short there by Joseph, and Jeremiah able to free the arms again and just swing that one over the mid-wicket fence for power hit maximum. Joseph needs to be a bit more steady here in this over, Jason.
Well, already 12 runs coming off the over. Still 1 delivery remaining. This time he's drifting down the leg side. Surely he'll be penalized for it. Yes. And the outstretched posing hands of the dreadlocks umpire.
Yeah, so he needs to be a bit more tight. I like his approach, not wanting to give too much room to Jeremiah to free the arms, but it has pitched and moved.
This time he's crashing into the legs, and it will be another 4 runs coming off the toe of the bat, really, and just clipping it down to fine legs. So another power aid smashing 4, this time smashing off the toe of the bat.
Oh, good.
Dice.
Very good delivery by Joseph. It's a bit unfortunate that he has to go to the boundary for the power aid smashing 4, but Jeremiah was equal to the task, and so definitely 25 in 2 says that the Ginger Generals are on their way.
Andre Fletcher will have a lot of thinking to do in this game if they're going to be going at 12.5 runs per over. He's going to have a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah, most definitely. Bowler needs to respond to what the captain is prepared for him, and so definitely they would want to kind of bring that rate back down. You have 7 from the first, and you have 25 now being the score. It means that was a pretty expensive over.
Wendon Charles comes into the attack now for the Nutmeg Warriors. And immediately he's smacked down to long on for 1.
So spin being introduced, Jason, very early, goes against what we would have seen from most of the other teams in terms of the pace and the utilizing the weather conditions.
Well, Devon Smith in his 2 games as captain introduced spin in the second over in the power play in both his matches. So he's just a little bit too short from the leg break bowler. He needs to give it some more air, but just bring it up a little bit more to the batsman. Another batsman in better form would have smacked him for 4 easily. And yes, he's taken him. Yes, he's taken him. A good catch right there. And 1 wicket down, and immediately the strike of Wendon Charles comes into play. A wicket inside the second over, 26 for 1.
Big wicket there for the Nutmeg Warriors. That's Johan Jeremiah going there, couldn't keep it down, couldn't get it over the infield. Eventually just playing it straight to Fletcher, who took a diving catch. He had to dive forward to get it, but in the end he took a really brilliant catch. And the Ginger Generals, they lose their first wicket with the score on 26. Johan Jeremiah goes.
Unfortunate there for Johan Jeremiah, but Andre Fletcher, one of the safest pair of hands on the field, because he too is a wicket keeper. So his hands are considered safe hands, Andre Fletcher. So taking an easy catch there. Have to dive forward, as you said, but an easy catch, all things equal, for one with the standard of Andre Fletcher. So new batsman is out. Looks like John L. Eugene. John L. Eugene is in for the Ginger Generals. Charles still dropping a little bit short, and he's penalized for it. Smashing Powerade 4 into a backward square. Coming off the hip and playing it nicely. Always a decent shot. A shot that makes any batsman looks accomplished.
Yeah, really, really well played. He had to find a gap, and he did. He just tucked it around the corner, and that gap there wide enough that he could get a Powerade smash in 4.
This time he's over the top of the infield. 1, no, it looks like 6. It looks like it goes all the way, yes. So over the infield, was just looking to loft it over the infield and maybe just get 1 or 2. But because it was middled so nicely, so sweetly, another Powerade maximum.
Really good shot there by John L. Eugene. Seemed to be a player in really good touch. That one, he didn't try to power it. He just timed it across the boundary, just more or less pushing it over the ropes for 6.
Come. Never 2. You can't get 2. No. Back up. Well done. Well done, buddy.
Good encouragement outside there. In the middle, just the 1. Seems as though the boat with runs has docked in the harbor, because already at the end of 3, it's 37 for 1. So too much runs here if you are the Nutmeg Warriors, but the Ginger Generals, they won't mind. Expensive over there from Wyndham Charles, but the Ginger Generals, they wouldn't mind at all.
Yeah, definitely the run rate, some 12.33 runs are over. If they're going to keep them under 120, they need to ensure that they get that rate down. As far as we're looking now, they're poised for at least 123 at the end of their 10 over. So that would be the high score that we would see if they were to get up to that 123. But I think Nutmeg would have different ideas and will want to pull them back as fast as they can.
Good afternoon to all our viewers right around the world, and to those of you all the way in India. I know we've got a significant time difference, so no matter the time of day or night, I know you're enjoying this cricket in the Caribbean, beautiful Spice Country, Grenada. Good afternoon to my friend John Ramsing in Guyana. He too is enjoying it. Time Alexis comes, and just the 1 from John L. Eugene. So that brings the total to 38.
Yeah, good start there for Alexis. He in the previous edition would have done really well at this time of the game for the Nutmeg Warriors, and so definitely you would want to continue in that sort of vein.
Time he's outside the off stump and giving room well taken advantage of. Another smashing Powerade 4. He was on it in a flash, really, and sparing nothing. Lyndon Lawrence got to the pitch of it in good, quick form, and 1 bounce over the rope, 4 runs.
Yeah, the ability again to free the arms, and so he just had to hit through the line, because as we know, the pitch would play even, and so you can't give the batsman that sort of room.
Akim Alexis has a lot of thinking to do now. And boy, is he thinking. And another 6. Another 6 runs again. Another Powerade maximum. He got onto it in a flash and slapped it. Literally slapped it through just around in front of the square leg boundary, and there's a man running around from square leg. Didn't make a difference really. It was always going for 6. And boy, are we seeing runs here. Another one again. This time he goes over the top of the infield. 1, 2 bounces into the boundary. Another Powerade smashing 4. So runs galore at the National Stadium.
Yeah, definitely Lawrence in a no-nonsense mood this afternoon, really getting meat and drink, and so I think he has decided he's gonna take full advantage. It's 52 in quick time. Looking at the rate 14.18, I mean that is like blistering, Jason.
And we're still inside the power play. This is the final over inside the power play, and so 2 more deliveries remaining in the power play. Let's see what Alexis is going to do. He's gone with him again. This time just 1. Just a single. 1 delivery remaining in the power play. Alexis has already gone for 16.
I think the context of the game, that would be the most expensive over so far.
Might be the most expensive over of the year in all forms of cricket. See what will happen here. The stats will have to defend that comment. This time he's delicately playing it, just 1 to a backward point. And that brings up the end of the over after 4. The power play 54 for 1. And if there was ever a time to call the bowler or change the name of the bowlers, S. Bread and H. Comb.
Yeah, definitely. We see some runs being leaked here, and the nickname S. Bread will have to stand if they continue.
H. Comb. So the umpire now signals the end of the power play.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go, Wendon. I back you, buddy.
Wendon Charles brought back into the attack, the right arm off break bowler, leg break bowler, sorry.
Oh, nothing. Well done, buddy. Well done, man. Well done, man. Keep going, buddy. Keep going, man.
Welcome sight of a dot ball for the Nutmeg Warriors. They haven't seen a dot ball in some time. Another dot ball again. So this, of course, some encouragement here for the Nutmeg Warriors. Just maybe they would have settled down now. Let's see.
Come up, quick, quick. Now, easy.
Yeah, definitely. They
Just 1.
with the end of the power play, I think they will look to just hold the reins a bit and ensure that they pull back as much as possible. But as long as Lawrence is out there, the chances of seeing some maximums and some cracking fours will be possible.
This time he's going over the infield, the call of catch, but if he has to catch it, he's going to have to take about 10 yards back inside the boundary, over the boundary. And that went all the way for another Powerade maximum. No foot movement, just gave himself some room, really, and opened the arms, and all the way, 6 runs.
Yeah, good strike there by Lawrence. Really striking it well. Some 23 of 8 deliveries, strike rate of 287.
More runs galore. This time just 1. Good save. It would have been 4 from the middle of the bat, but just the 1 coming off of it. And I'm quite sure that Eugene thought that had 4 written all over it. So 62 for 1 already.
Go, Wendon. Let's go, Wendon.
Encouragement for Wendon from his wicketkeeper. This time he's dropping short and he'll pay the price. Another maximum. This time it has gone further back. Another maximum, another Powerade maximum, 6 runs. Well, runs galore here at the National Stadium. Runs galore for the Ginger Generals and the Nutmeg Warriors. They are in deep trouble because with just 5 overs gone already, the score's raced on to 68 for 1.
Yeah, 68 for 1 in over number 5. It means that they're really motoring. It's 13.6 run rate. That is really posing a challenge because that would be 136, Jason. I mean, this is really a contest that we're looking forward to. Can they defend 136? That is the question we would ask, but they need to pull it back.
Well, let's wait and see, because they would need to get to 136. Right now, they're on course to 136, but a couple of wickets going down could change the dynamics of the game. New bowler call into play now for the Nutmeg Warriors. That looks like Shadrach Descartes. Descartes, yes, that looks like Shadrach Descartes coming in now for the Nutmeg Warriors. He's going to try and stem the flow of runs, because everyone has gone for a ton and then some. I'm joined by Afi Fletcher. Afi, good afternoon. Welcome back. You missed the first game, but glad to have you with us. This is the second encounter for the day. The Ginger Generals and the Nutmeg Warriors. Let's see what Descartes will offer. This time he's pitching up and driving. Is Lawrence, and driving out to long on, sorry, just one. Just one. The wicketkeeper having to work excessively hard behind the stumps. Not the most decent of throws. So the left-hand, right-handed combination again coming into play.
Good afternoon, Jason, and good afternoon to all the viewers, morning, evening, wherever you are.
Yeah. So Eugene, John L. Eugene, and Descartes, two countrymen who clearly would have known each other from the same island of St. Lucia. And hooking and around the corner, it will beat the fielder all the way down to backward square. Another power 8 smashing 4. He got onto it in a flash and just whipped it off the hip, turned the corner with it, and another 4 runs. More runs coming here, 73 for 1 already, and we're into the 6th over.
That was well placed by Eugene, finding the gap between the fielders.
It's a hiding delivery from Descartes, a hiding delivery. He knows his countryman only too well. So a hiding delivery, lifting and moving away. And the vociferous wicketkeeper, looks like Javon Andrew, having some encouraging words for his bowler. He will need to do a whole lot of that for the rest of the innings. He's on leg, and another dot ball, a rare dot ball for the Nutmeg Warriors.
Get away with this one.
Truth and in fact, he really did get away with it, because that, by all intent and purposes, should have been punished, and now smashing into the boundary for 4. He did in fact get away with it. But they would love the idea of a dot ball. Slower delivery, well handled, well negotiated, and just a single coming off of it. A single not bad in the context of what is before us. 74 for 1 are the Ginger Generals. 1 delivery remaining in this, the 6th over.
That is good thinking by Descartes to change up the pace of his bowling.
Straight back past the bowler, not off the middle of the bat, but he will get results for it. Just the 1, and that brings up the end of the over. Really and truly was should have gotten more out of it, really, but just maybe playing a little high up on the bat, maybe going it too early. Descartes has a good way of disguising his deliveries. Afi Fletcher, that was a slower one, you think?
Yeah, I think that he kind of duck on the batter a bit there too.
Yeah. All right, so well,
New bowler, right arm over.
you heard the call from the middle. New bowler, right arm over. It looks like Joseph. No, that looks like it's Charles still, actually. Oh no, he's wearing number 8. Joseph, yes. Sheldon Joseph.
All right.
Sheldon Joseph will operate from the Darbo end. See what Sheldon Joseph will have to offer, because the Nutmeg Warriors will need him and every bit of what he has.
No ball.
Immediately he starts off in bad faith. And he's safe.
Don't want to be bowling those deliveries at this point in time.
No, you don't want, and because of the no ball, that means it's a free hit. So look out, because with a free hit and Lawrence on strike, he's a very clean hitter of the ball. And Sheldon Joseph, with only his second delivery, he will have a whole lot of work to do. The 50 coming off 22 deliveries, just you see it on the screen right there. First 50 coming off 22 deliveries. So if there was anything as lightning fast speed to 50, that was it right there. A free hit.
No ball.
Another no ball off the free hit again. So just one coming off of it. So both will have a chance again. But more importantly, Joseph will have another opportunity to redeem himself. Questioning the umpire. The umpires don't have the benefit of asking for the television replay. So you've got to go with the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that the umpires are fully in charge. But in the meantime, John L. Eugene is going to have to negotiate this free hit. What can he do with it? Afi Fletcher, you know John L. Eugene. What are you thinking? Look at the field. If we can get a wide shot of the field, yes. And clearly there's some room on the onside, on the offside really for him. Ah, well.
Didn't capitalize on this no ball.
Nope, he didn't. It always feels good hitting the wicket. It would feel better hitting the wicket if you know the result of hitting the wicket is going to count. Not on this occasion because it's a free hit. So the batsman could only be run out on the free hit. So hitting the wicket has no benefit in this instance. But all things are back to equal. An elasticized over. 2 no balls coming off of it already.
White ball.
And there we go again. So more extras piling on here now because already just...
Joseph don't have enough time. You have to get it right now, sooner or later, because you keep adding to the extras.
Yeah,
To the total, sorry.
You'll see when push comes to shove. Well, this is push and this is shove. And this is second legal delivery in the over. Just yielding a single. Wouldn't mind that. Would more appreciate getting through the over. What do you tell your bowler in a time like this? All these extras piling on. 2, 3, 4 extras already. This time he's smacked with this Dane and misfielded there. Oh no! Another power smashing for it was smashed with this Dane it was, and it raced along the carpet, scorched it on its way through. Good shot and misfielded there down on the boundary, and sloppy work for 4. Afi.
Yeah, the fielder is not helping the bowler at the moment.
Worried Andre Fletcher. Another full flighted delivery all the way up. 1 bounce into the boundary, another 4. And already inside the 7th over with just, wow, 90 for 1. Are we looking at a possible high score of 135 or 140 thereabout in this innings?
As you can see, Lawrence just pouncing on it out there within a flash.
Lawrence is looking to go again, and this time another 4, this time behind the bat, all the way down to fine leg. That's another 4. And worries and problems?
Yeah, I feel it for Joseph with this delivery, though. That was a good delivery, but just unfortunate he got an inside edge.
Inside edge and another power hit, smashing 4, all the way down to fine leg. So the last delivery, or what should be the last delivery of this elasticized over. Slower delivery. And finally,
19 coming from his over.
So 94 for 1 after 7 overs. And some thick clouds. Your shot on the screen would show that the batsmen are refreshing themselves, but even more importantly, you would realize that we would have lost some light on the field. It's not as bright and sunny, and that's the reason why right here now, because some thick dark clouds, and our weather forecast did indicate that we're looking at about 85-87% cloud cover for the rest of the afternoon and some threatening showers. I'm quite sure the Ginger Generals would know this, so hence the reason why they chose and took full advantage of the opportunity of getting off really quickly, because run rate is going to play a significant part of this game if in fact it does rain. So Andre Fletcher has inserted himself into the attack. A try for the reverse sweep here. And no contact being made. 4 byes.
Yeah, it's beaten by everyone. Good innovation. Got the run still.
Go skip, keep working, man.
So Andre Fletcher coming on as the captain, trying to see what he can do to steady the flow of runs, but is adding to it with another smashing 4.
Yes, man, yes, man. Keep working, man, keep working, man.
This
Go
time,
skip. Let's go, man.
a dot ball. Being encouraged by his wicketkeeper there, Andrew.
Come, only one.
Turn the corner again. Good shot, just 1. So the runs are piling on. The runs are piling on for the Ginger Generals. 99 for 1. Lawrence has raced to 41. And John L. Eugene on 27 off 18 deliveries.
Run over.
Andre Fletcher in the meantime have a whole lot of work to do.
Come over here.
A lot of thinking to do. Now he's got a packed offside field for the right-handed Lawrence.
This point now we're looking for a breakthrough. You want to get a breakthrough.
Let's go skip. Working, man. Get! Oh, it is.
Straight back over the head of Andre Fletcher. And an easy 2. Really, they ran the first one really hard. And an easy 2.
That was good
So
run in between the wicket.
the 100 comes up. The 100 comes up. And a good 100. Wow. For
Go Fletch, keep working, buddy.
the
Keep working, spicy.
Ginger Generals. This time he smacked Andre Fletcher all the way down to the long on boundary. 6 runs, a power hit maximum. 6 runs, a smashing, disrespectful slap to that slower delivery from Andre Fletcher. He's already bowling slow, and this one was even slower, like molasses on a cold day going up a steep hill.
That one was dragged down and he was given the punishment that he deserved.
So the Nutmeg Warriors being really punished here this afternoon. Really punished here. The defending, well, the runners-up in last year's tournament, really under the gun here. Andre Fletcher again being smashed this time through extra cover. 4 more. Oh, that was glorious. 4 runs, another smashing boundary, power 8 boundary. Afi Fletcher, Andre Fletcher, any relation there?
Well, we're trying to figure out to say his cousin, but to be honest, not as sure yet.
Well, if ever you were related, this is one afternoon you would probably want to disown your relationship with him, because on the field as a captain, he's been suffering a whole lot because his bowlers and his fielders are not as tight as he would have loved, and he himself didn't do any justice in that over. He went for 13 in that over.
We have Lawrence coming up with his 50 in that 4.
Yeah, 50 for Lawrence in that 4. Yeah, so Lawrence has moved on to 53. So a good knock from Lawrence, really. 53 off 20 deliveries.
Yes.
So more bowling to come for the Nutmeg Warriors. Descarte will continue. This time he's coming from the Darbo end to his countryman again. Good thinking. Pulled away at the very last moment. Not giving away anything.
think this Kate is playing with the batter's head so far, thus far. I think he's using his variation very well at this moment, at this point.
He has a lot in his armory, doesn't he?
Yes.
This time he's short and lifting, and it will go all the way down to just backward a point for another 4. Well controlled, just lofted it over the man at point. Didn't have a chance really, and smashing into the boundary. Another point, smashing 4. So runs galore
That was well
here
played.
at the National Stadium. Yeah.
That was well played by John L. Based on the field set. A good placement by him.
Well, in a spot of bother, if there was one, a real spot of bother here for the Nutmeg Warriors. They're going to have a serious chat between the overs, because they're going to really have to come up with a plan to wipe off these runs. A projected score of 138. We're into the 9th over. Short delivery.
One for the over. One for the over.
Tempting the batter there, but he resisted it.
So Descarte having to pull a whole lot of tricks out of his armory. St. Lucian. The clouds become a little bit thicker, dropping a little bit lower.
Wide ball.
And as the clouds become lower, Descarte moves wider, and he's penalized for it, and the score grows larger. 116 for 1.
Nutmeg Warriors been giving away a lot of extras thus far.
The threat of rain seems more probable now. This time he's short and coming into him, and well negotiated. Awesomely negotiated.
You have John L. and Lawrence with a partnership of 91 thus far.
Oh, sorry, 2.
It's a good batting partnership here. Already 6 runs off the over. 2 deliveries remaining. Discarded to the right-handed Lawrence. Just getting a faint edge on it from what we heard here, but just going over the stump. Oh,
That was a good change of pace delivery there.
It's not going your way. It's not going your way, and you can see the anguish on the face of Descarte. But he understands when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. You've just got to buckle down and keep plugging away. This time is wide outside the off stump, and he's flashing and flashing. Thick outside edge, bounces and rolls across for another power 8, smashing 4. So Lawrence now moves on to 57.
59.
59. Lawrence would move on to 59.
I noticed that Lawrence, anything outside there, he flashes onto it as quickly as possible.
So all the 3 batters getting among the runs. 21 for Jeremiah, who was caught Fletcher, bowled Charles. Heavy wind coming across the National Stadium. A shot of our feather banners here showing you that the feather banners are dipping low, and the advertising Dream Board 11 being affected by the wind. If you are the bowler, it's a perfect time to hang one in the air for just a little bit. Alec Moses is going to finish off the over for the Nutmeg Warriors. Smacked with disdain all the way down to the long on boundary. There's a man outside there for protection. Just one. Good work down in the deep. Just one. It had 4 written all over it. But some good work down in the field. Just one. And that moves the total to 124 with 5 deliveries remaining.
Ginger will look to capitalize on this last over to get the total pushed up as far as they can.
Let's move.
Oh, smacking and over the head, getting a top edge and straight back over the wicket keeper. Another four, another powered smashing four.
This one was rushed onto him, but he still managed to get a top edge on, still run down to the boundary.
When it's not going your way, it's not going your way at all. That brings the score up now to 128 for 1. Lawrence is on strike, he's on 63.
Partnership going up to 100.
Good partnership.
Yes, it is.
And no words necessary. You see what's happening here. So that means the dark, heavy clouds that was hovering over have decided now to deposit. And with that depository, here comes the covers. And the players and the umpire leave. And so we will wait for this to pass with some dark, heavy clouds, as you can see at the top of your screen here. It seems as though we may have this for a little while. Just might. But the weather forecast did predict that we were going to have some showers during the course of the afternoon. And so has held true to form. But in the meantime, 9.2 overs being bowled by the Nutmeg Warriors, and the Ginger Generals have taken full advantage of it. 128. Caught Andre Fletcher, bowled by Charles for 21 of 13 deliveries. Had 3 fours and 1 6 in that 21. Only 6 dot balls, really. So dot balls were far and few between for the Nutmeg Warriors. The other batsmen set 63 for Lawrence and 33 for John L. Eugene. And Lawrence on 63 of 23 deliveries, and Eugene on 33 of 23 deliveries. But what's more important is that 4 sixes, 4 power 8 maximums, and 7 fours for Lawrence in his 63, and 2 sixes and 3 fours for Eugene in his 33. So both batsmen are set and doing pretty well. Let's take a quick look at some of the bowling figures. Everyone's expensive in this year, as you would imagine. Moses, 1.2 overs for 11 runs. Wendon Charles went for 26 off his 2. Also, Descarte went for 19 off his 2. 19 from the Chanel Joseph single over. He was rather expensive. And Andre Fletcher, the captain, went for 13 off of his single over. The only wicket taker, of course, was Wendon Charles, who went for 26 off his 2 overs and picking up just the 1 wicket of Jeremiah. And that's the tail of the tape right here. Afi Fletcher, rain, and more rain.
Yes, that was some good entertainment, but the rain just come and interrupt that entertainment. But I hope it could hold up so we could get more entertainment and have a good match at hand.
All right, well, for those of you around the world, rain has interrupted, as you just heard from Afi Fletcher. And therefore, that means we will take a quick break here, use the opportunity to refresh ourselves and come and try and get the final 4 deliveries in from this innings and hear what the reply will be from the Nutmeg Warriors. Until then, we see you in just a little bit. right, well, welcome back to the National Stadium in rainy St. George's, Grenada. And the story, let's get it quickly. The story is, as you can see on your screen, it's still raining. And because of that kind of weather, it's not conducive for the continuation of play. So the officials have called off the game. The match has been abandoned. So what will happen, in effect, Raphael Crony, is that the points will be split down the middle. So both the Ginger Warriors and the Nutmeg Warriors will share the points. And that will be the story from this game.
Yeah, certainly what was shaping up to a pretty exciting game, had to be called up because of the weather. Certainly disappointing, Jason.
Surely it was disappointing. More so for the Ginger Generals because they would have posted a really huge total, 128 for 1, with John L. Eugene, getting to 33, and Lyndon Lawrence 63, a partnership of 102. They were going at a rate of 13.71 runs and over. 11 extras piling up on this total as well for the Ginger Generals. So 128 with 4 deliveries remaining in their innings. They mustered that 128 in 9.2 deliveries. Very good, attractive and exciting batting, taking full advantage of everything that was thrown at them.
Yeah, certainly they would have put on 102, and really I think both batsmen would have enjoyed probably the best surface that we have seen in the 4 games that have been played. I think they really enjoyed themselves batting on that track to score 128 for 1 and just shy of 10 overs. Really, it was a score that really should have been comforting to the Ginger Generals, who really didn't do all that well in the last tournament. But really, they came up with age, really played some good innings. We see Lyndon Lawrence at 63 not out, and John L. Eugene, 33 not out, and really would have played very late this afternoon.
All right, so the lone batsman out was Johan Jeremiah. He was caught Andre Fletcher at cover of the bowling of Charles for 21, facing 13 deliveries. The lone wicket to fall, of course, by Wendon Charles. The other bowling figures, really and truly nothing to write home about. Andre Fletcher, he had 1 over for 13 runs. Sheldon Joseph, his 1 over costed 19 runs. Shadrach Descartes from St. Lucia, 19 runs coming off his 2 overs. Akeem Alexis had 17 coming off his over. The lone wicket taker, Wendon Charles, had 26 coming off his 2 overs, and the 1 wicket, of course, of Johan Jeremiah, and 18 runs coming off the Imran Joseph single over, and Alex Moses 1.2 overs for 11 runs. So basically, that's the story from the bowlers for the Nutmeg Warriors. They would have some work to do. Junior Murray, the coach of that team, would no doubt have a sit down with his team this evening and speak to them about their demeanor in the field, and their bowling wasn't too happy.
Yes, certainly there needed to be some more discipline in the bowling. I think that the bowler just seemed to be all over the place. But I think one has to give credit to Ginger General. They took the attack to the bowlers very early. We saw, Fletcher coming on and being roughly treated. And certainly they really didn't give them a chance to settle. And as I said before, the surface continued to play very well. I think it was a period of time that we saw that the sun came out probably the brightest since the tournament started. And they took advantage of the situation and really played very well and really put themselves in a position where they could have really challenged victory in this particular game.
Yeah, well, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now let's look ahead to tomorrow if the weather permits. Tomorrow, the 27th, the first match of the day would feature the Ginger Generals coming up against the Saffron Strikers, where we saw the Ginger Generals today and what they're capable of in the batting department. The Saffron Strikers, they will open their encounter tomorrow. First match tomorrow afternoon starting at 12 noon. And then, of course, the Nutmeg Warriors, they will be coming up against the Cinnamon Pacers. That match scheduled to start at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. So those are the 2 games carded for tomorrow. The Ginger Generals coming up against the Saffron Strikers, and the Nutmeg Warriors will play the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yes, certainly 2 exciting games. Saffron Strikers actually coming up with their second game. And then the Nutmeg Warriors would certainly want to bounce back in terms of the bowling effort this afternoon, coming up to play the second game tomorrow.
Well, that's the story here from the National Stadium, the National Cricket Stadium. And we'll see you tomorrow, God's willing, the 27th, when we go to match day 3 and matches 5 and 6 tomorrow, the 27th. On behalf of the man with 3 first names, Clyde Rondell John Affy Fletcher, or West Indies female cricketer, Rafael Crony. My name is Jason Skeet. Until then, we see you tomorrow, weather permitting. Let's go to bed tonight and pray for some sunshine tomorrow so we can have some really good days and some good exciting cricket. That's the story. The match has been abandoned. The points have been shared between the Ginger Generals and the Nutmeg Warriors, so they will walk away both rewarded for their efforts in the field. And that's the story here in beautiful St. George's at the National Cricket Stadium. Until then, we see you tomorrow, God's willing.